Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And we got Blood Axe in the chat room, taking care of you guys up in there. And we've got stuff to talk about. So,
I want to drink some more coffee. I need more energy.
Want to get started?
I need more energy. Say that again. Come on. Yo, we got some subjects for y'all today, people. And I'm going to talk some crap about some stuff. But no worry, it's not Sony this time.
Your mom's calling you.
Well, yeah. One moment, please. We've got to be nice to our mothers. Hello? All
right, guys. We're going to talk about Xbox.
Yeah, we're making fun of the fact that I'm talking to you right now.
The Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S. Now, this week that came out, and well, the press release came out for Xbox Series X and S, with the S being the smallest Xbox that they've done. Also, we have prices that have come out now, as well as we have a date for pre-orders to start. It says that the Xbox will launch November 10th. Pre-orders will start September 22nd. So, I mean, we're just less than 10 days away from pre-order times. And, yeah, I'm not going to talk too much on this next the bullet point here, because I know Q has been looking into it more, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But so far, I mean,
run the tech for us, because I don't know the tech on these systems.
Yeah, we actually have the date on the Xboxes. As far as the Series S, here, let me share my screen for people that are watching. I mean, that's a huge size difference between the S and the X. The
black one's so much bigger.
Well, I mean, that's what she said.
I didn't even do that when Xbox did that.
Oh.
Do you want? Oh my God! Does the S stand for small and the X stands for extra large? Oh my God! They did that. They went there. I love Xbox now. They're the best. Would you like the Black X, also nicknamed the Magnum? Or would you the Xbox S? Oh.
Let's see.
The jokes write themselves, people.
So, let's see if they have a newer spec list on the Series S now.
He's checking the specs. While he's doing that, I'm looking forward to running the numbers on this.
Series X specs hardware. So it does 140p gaming, up to 120. So I mean that's actually pretty high res. Ray tracing support, 512 SSD, so 512 gigabyte drive. No disk drive on that one. And, of course, you have the same sound, I think, as you have on the Series X with the Dolby Vision and Atmos gaming. I mean, the big thing that you're going to look at, you know, in comparison on these is going to be the storage size and, of course, your no disk drive.
Isn't there something about 4K and 8K that you two nerds were talking about the other day?
Well, yeah. I mean, the 8K, yeah. 8K is not supported by the S, obviously. So a little bit lower resolution. Like I said, the 1440 is as high as it goes, at 60 frames per second. And then I think it does your normal HD 1080 at 120 frames per second. So now it does say it has expandable storage. So you can get a 1 terabyte expansion card for it.
If you manage to actually fill up the 512 gigs.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to think. I mean, games run from 20 gig to 100 gig. So, I mean, for a AAA game, like let's say Cyberpunk's probably going to be 100 gig or so. So games like that, yeah, you're only going to have space for 3 or 4 of them before you got to start swapping something out. Now, I mean, you do have, I think they do the cloud saves and all that. So, I mean, you don't got to worry about your saved games if you remove a game and have to reinstall it later. They should be in the cloud save.
Oh yeah. So far, I've had that ability when I've swapped games around. Like I've jumped back to Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'll jump back in and my save still exists, and then I'll get sick of it and stop playing it shortly afterward. Then I'll go back because I'm not going to let this game beat me. Then I let the game beat me, and I give up again. It's a very interesting, abusive relationship I have with Kingdom Come Deliverance.
But yeah. So, but I mean, at the price of $299, hey, not bad. And like I said, it is small. I thought this was interesting. Xbox posted this on their Facebook account. They showed this video from July 1st where the guy apparently, which that would have to be sitting on its side for that to be it. But they claim that is the Xbox S that was just sitting in the background on the bookshelf.
Cute.
So, tiny little white thing.
It's also cheaper.
Anyways, I will say and we'll probably cross into the bit that you've. We'll go back and forth on this because I mean to continue this conversation on Xbox, I do want to go into the reasons to buy, I guess that you've been looking into, and that's the monthly service and the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, one of the most interesting things about this is that they have instituted a very consumer-friendly, the COOF, quarantine-friendly payment option for the system. You can actually make a monthly payment. When making the monthly payment with no upfront costs, there's no $500 down, well, no $100 down or anything. It's just straight up. You could get the Xbox Game Pass, Ultimate Game Pass, which includes PC and Xbox games, and you can play on the console for a set price, which is, I believe, is it $25 and $35, I believe?
I think it listed on here. It's $24.99 a month for the S and $35.99 for the X.
It's a 24-month plan, 2 years. And what's incredible about this is that the Xbox Ultimate Game Pass is $15 by itself. So when we ran the math on this, if you actually get the 24-month subscription, you actually save money on the system. You save about $50.
Yeah,
so
that's for the S.
Huh?
That is for the S.
I believe you come up saving on the X as well when I did the math, actually. You can run it for me real quick if you want to. Just, multiply the $34.99 by 24 and subtract $360.
Yeah, I mean, the $15 a month over 24 months is $360.
Mm-hmm. Which is the normal price for the Xbox subscription. But when you pay this and when you get the $24.99 and $34.99 version, you are paying off the Xbox, and instead of the normal payment plan rule of paying more, you pay less. You actually pay less money. For the S, you save literally $50, or roughly exactly $50, roughly like $50 to subtract $360. And if I'm right, I think you save even more. There you go. You save
$20 with the X.
Oh, the X5. You save $20 on the X and you save $50 on the S. So you actually are saving money. Now, you may go, well, what if I don't want the Xbox Game Pass for 2 years? Here's the kicker. A normal game costs $60. Even the cheaper games cost $40. This is 2 straight years of access to all of these games that are coming out. If you can grab that list of games they got coming out, it was on their site. When I did the math, especially with you on the S, that you saving $50 on it, you only have to pick up 5 games in the 2-year period to break even.
I feel like we're an Xbox commercial right now, though. I mean,
well, it's a great deal. I mean, people need to know how to spend their money these days, and the fact that you save money on the system if you get a subscription, and if you play in 2 entire years, if you play 5 games, you've made your money. If you play more than 5 games, you've profited. And I can tell you right now that of the new games coming out, I promise you, if you go look at the games coming out, you can count 5 games you want to play. Especially when they've added EA Pass to it, which gives you access to the EA Sports
Well,
games.
I will say the EA Pass is not that great. Like, so I went and looked up EA. Now, you have EA Play Pro, which it actually has some really cool games, but that doesn't seem like what's coming with the Xbox. So for the Play Pro, which is for PC, you get like the Madden 20, and you get like a bunch of these higher end like Jedi, Fallen Order, and stuff like that. Now, if you look at what it has for the Xbox One, which is just the regular Play Pass,
You got the sports games.
well, you do have the sports games. Doesn't look like you have like the latest of the
Latest of the minis.
of the Origin stuff that comes out. I think the PC one was the one I may have looked at that didn't have. Well, it does have the sports games. So you're basically missing out on some of the newer non-sports games. But yeah, if you're doing sports, it does definitely seem like it's a really good deal.
I mean, it's essentially a free edition. That's one of the things I like about it, is that it's not a case of, it's more games, including sports games, included into your roster.
Because this is the stuff that I was looking at that you don't get, which is the pro stuff, like Darksiders 3 and Jedi Battlefront. And I am curious if there is a way. I'm also curious on whether or not that EA Play actually works for PC, or is it just going to be the Xbox version?
According to this, it's saying that it's going to be bringing EA Play the best of it, including FIFA 2020, Titanfall 2. So,
well, I mean, that's all listed here with the Xbox one. Need for Speed, Heat, your FIFA, stuff like that. But
you get 10-hour trials of the really recent ones like Madden 21 and FIFA 21. And like I said, with that all being included in for the sports, because the biggest thing is they didn't have a lot of sports games, and now they're getting access to the sports games where you can play. And let's be honest,
because I actually have the EA Play Pro on my computer. Like, it's $99 a year, and so I mean, it's not too bad. But I mainly got it just to try it out, and I played a couple of games on it. It has not been as lucrative as the Microsoft one.
yes,
Because they're the new games that come out on it, where Microsoft, you're seeing them every few days, new game, at least once a week. Once every week, you see new games pop up on the Microsoft. Where I've had on my Origin EA Play, where I haven't seen a new game added for a month.
That's why it's best as an add-on to the Xbox Game Pass for free, like no extra price.
And I mean, still, the last really good game or really newer game they added was the Need for Speed and the Star Wars game.
Well, that's the joke I was going to pass about the sports game, is that talk to most of the people that play these, and they'll say that you don't want the current one. Like, EA's been dropping the ball on their 21, so most people probably be preferring to play that. Plus, here's what this is going to do. With this joining Xbox Game Pass, for online play, those games are going to go through the roof, because now everybody has access. So amazingly enough, I think this is going to increase activity on the games that are on the pass. And since EA's makes its money off of monetization, I bet you they're going to put the new games on there quickly when they see how well it does. They're going to be like, crap, we need to put 21 on there and get all this money people are spending buying players and stuff, because you're going to reach a bigger market. For example, I don't play sports, but I might actually play some of these because they're on my Game Pass.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can see, I've never bought a sports game. I've played.
Never in my life. Yep.
I've played a few. I've had a couple of friends who were into them. Not bad to play. It's it's just something to sit down and play with a friend. I would never play it solo.
Well, now you don't have to. And also, the funny thing is, I'm wrong. I did buy sports games. You know what those games were? Tecmo Bowl and Double Dribble. That's how far back I went. That's how long last time I bought sports games. So, but I would play them if they're accessible. But back to my original math, it's that if you can find 5 or 6 games you like in the course of 2 entire years, you have saved money on the system and you broke even on the Game Pass. There is literally nothing to lose. But the fact that Xbox seems to be putting its newest games immediately onto there, like you're not going to get a delay to get access to the new Halo game. You're going to be playing it on release. In fact, some of these games you're getting early release access to, like Grounded and other games. So this is just an incredible deal. I don't know. Some people are trying to say that Sony is going to try to counteract with this Play Now, but I don't believe Sony can do it because Xbox has been building this infrastructure for a while now. It's been out for a while, Game Pass. They've been building this for a while. For Sony to try to just break into the market, I don't think they're going to offer a good value on the Play Now.
Well, let's do a random encounter, and then when we get back from that, we'll talk about Sony some. They've got an event coming up next week, so you wanna give it a roll? Pick a die. Hold on, let me switch over to the. There we go. Give us a roll.
Booyaka. 18. I believe that's a good roll for our boy Xeno. Let's see. I believe I hit the magic number. Come on, baby.
Yeah. This is the one that Blood Axe is running out of topics on, right? Xeno's wise animals. Xeno gains Owl's wisdom. Does he use it wisely?
We're just screwing with you at this point,
now you're just screwing. This is Owl's wisdom. That's actually a D&D spell, cleric spell. So,
what would you do with this enhanced wisdom?
Give you like 2 points of wisdom additionally.
4. You just failed. Was
it
God.
4?
Yes, the modifier is +2 because you get 4, and every 2 points of wisdom is
okay,
one.
that's right. The modifiers.
You have humiliated me. I vouched for you as a gamer.
I know, right?
You're supposed to be.
It also depends on the version, dude.
No, it's +4. Well, wait a minute.
No. Yeah,
5th ed, it may not be.
I can guarantee you, it also plays.
But doesn't that just look bad on 5th ed? Isn't that the problem with 5th ed?
Also, I think the video games did it a little different too when you played on.
Well, dude, they're changing the name of that spell now. You can't.
Well, I mean,
say
I don't
that
even
only
think
owls
they do.
are wise. That's not inclusive.
Well, they quit doing. I think they just quit doing the different versions of the stat spells, and they sort of lumped them all into one, and you choose the stat that it's.
Of course, because it was profiling to assume that owls are the only ones that are wise.
Bears are the only ones.
Yeah. Well, they have endurance. No, that's not fair. You got to be inclusive. It's now known as mouse's endurance, and goldfish's wisdom. Man, you got to consider that not all owls are the same.
Anyway, I don't usually play with a high wisdom score. I usually play with a high intelligence score.
And neither does his characters.
But a poach.
Dude, Creme de Beau was a man slut that almost died because he couldn't keep it in his pants. You literally were told somebody was hunting down members of our party to kill us, and you went out for a booty call and nearly died.
Yeah, he was a charisma build.
He could have been a wisdom build. You still would have done it. And I'm going to talk about your wizards that are addicted to my ties.
I specifically made a healer that was not a wisdom build.
You made it. Yes, it was a very good XP for yourself.
Good times.
I mean, we're not going to talk about the self-detonation when you blew up the Ogren's whole house with your super fireball.
That was 7, and that was a wizard.
Like ultimate sore loser syndrome, point blank, super maximize, widen, fireball, go.
Yeah.
I literally gave him the mushroom cloud. I literally did the.
I nuked it.
Hey, Mike was lucky he had evasion because I would have killed him if he failed that roll, but he had evasion. He dodge rolled being at point blank range. Evasion's weird sometimes.
If I didn't do it, he wasn't making it out of there. So.
True, I was going to. Oh, they were going to capture him alive. He was going to get the hillbilly treatment.
Yeah. So
none of this makes sense to anyone who doesn't play any tabletop games.
We're Dicejunkies for a reason, man. We're gonna throw in some tabletop humor for sure. But
good one, man. That just was good one. Me thinking like, you know what? You have never played a wise character.
So the answer is no.
The only thing he'd use it for is my spell DC went up. Awesome. I cast Flame Strike on the peasants.
Oh.
And I blame the wizard.
All right, so let's see.
Well, actually,
Sony.
still there. You're
Sony,
being
we're
real
talking
quiet,
about-
man. Get
Yeah,
off
I
of
know.
gears. I rolled an 18. I get nothing, man. I rolled your number.
All right, so let's see. He may have got disconnected. I mean, he's been having internet issues all day.
Yeah,
so.
that's why he's in the chat, because he was worried about the video just conking in and out, and we get the max headroom. Wow, you know what? Bonus points if you know what the heck I'm talking about. Hey there, everybody. Body. Max headroom. Wow, I went way back. I am nostalgic.
Yeah.
Man, screw Ready Player One. Q-Dog is retroing it up today.
I think they had a Max Headroom reference. In,
Good one.
yeah, I think they had one in
Did they do Max headroom? That would be cool.
Thought they did.
You know what? We grew up in a weird time. No wonder we're so screwed up. Pee-wee's Playhouse. We had some weird crap, man.
I also read the book for Ready Player One, so it may have been in the book.
It may have been in the book. The book was good. The movie wasn't bad. It just had nothing to do with the book.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting. I mean, come on. But dude, they didn't have was it Ultraman? And as much as the Iron Giant's cool, Ultraman.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. The Ultraman.
But I did.
Well,
like
and all the other giant robots that they weren't able to.
oh yeah,
throw in
Mecha
there.
Godzilla and all that.
the-
Yeah. Licensing. I wish.
Yeah.
Don't you remember we were growing up when movies were way more chill? Like industries would allow cool stuff like that because they were just like, that's cool. Go ahead. Now they're just like, pay us, and you're like,
Well, I mean, what they had Spielberg do it, so I mean, if anybody could get a hold of the licensing, he was probably the one who could get the most out of it.
yeah, he got more than most. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Chucky was pretty awesome. That was pretty good. Oh my God. I like the fact that people immediately do it. Oh my God, it's Chucky. The good Chucky, too. Not the weird Robo. Like, no. Original. OG Chucky. Mm-hmm. Give me the power, I beg you.
All right, so next week we have Sony is going to hopefully reveal the price. Yeah, hopefully. Basically, they're having a showcase where they're going to show off a bunch of games, and people are like, well, maybe now that Xbox has done it, maybe they'll decide to tell us the price.
I feel sorry for the guy who's trying to saw a PlayStation in half because there's no way they were ready for those two different versions. I still believe that Sony, even though they said, yeah, we got a cheaper version. No, they don't. They're in the lab right now like, how do we make this cheaper? They gamed us, man. They gamed us. And the payment plan, we'd lose money if we did that.
Yeah, I mean, right now, so, PlayStation did announce that they had a discless version and a disc version. But I don't think there was any real specs difference. So
They definitely don't have a plan for that payment plan.
So,
though.
yeah, well, they're definitely not going to be able to cut $200 by removing the disc either.
Nah, just a Blu-ray thing? Nah. Plus, on top of that, like, PlayStation's, like, I mean, you can ask you. I mean, you have it. Like, their online service is not worth $15 a month at all. Like, I don't think you've been satisfied at all with their online service.
I looked at their online service. I never actually got it because
Didn't have anything worth playing?
they didn't have anything worth playing. Plus, most of the way they did it was the online playing, so it was stream, and it's just not a good system. Like, I want to be able to install locally because, well, I mean, we also live in Jackson, which
Also, it helps loading times.
has some crazy internet issues at times.
Oh,
too.
it also helps loading times, yeah. And on top of the online feature, it helps loading
Well,
times.
so the concept of that is if you're not having to load it locally, it's all being rendered on a external system, so people with lower end computers can still play the games because all you're doing is rendering.
Theirs does
basically
PC too?
a stream. Yeah.
Oh, who knew they finally got up to that?
It's not very good, like I said.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to say what they would have to do. There is one way that PlayStation can totally pull back into this and seriously challenge Game Pass. But it will require them doing something that I don't think they're willing to do because they are too greedy.
Oh, and none of the good games are on PC.
That's where I was going. What they would need to do is they would actually need to focus on putting out on their Play Now, I believe it's called, is their version of the Game Pass. They would have to actually be willing to focus on their exclusive games. I mean, they need to hit Spider-Man 3, God of War 5. They would need to focus on their exclusive games.
They have some of that. Let's see.
No, they would need to have all of it because Xbox is putting their new games on their pass, dude. Their new released games. They can't do this. Well, we'll wait a year before we put it out because that's just too long. They would have to be like, we're going to put the exclusive games out release day on our membership as well. Now, the good news is it's not that expensive, but it's because it's trash.
So let's see. PlayStation Now collection.
I do not see anything that's like modern on that.
This is the recent editions.
I know. Those are older games.
A lot of these games are the same games that they gave for free at some point on their other PlayStation subscription.
And see, there's a perfect example,
Plus.
man. I do not see anything that's came out recently on that list.
And then you have, like I said, the PS Now for PC.
They don't even show you a list of the game.
Well, and like I said, no PS4, no problem. All you need is a PlayStation Network.
How much is it?
And you stream the entire.
Let's be fair. How much is it? How much is to get both?
I
mean, we're going to price it for you here because I am about fair. I want you to get the most for your money.
So it's $10 a month.
Is that for both?
It's for the PlayStation Now, and I think that includes both.
I don't know. I'm looking at it, so I'm trying to find out. I'm like,
download PS Now for your PC. Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though. For PlayStation Now, I think you also have to have a PlayStation Plus subscription.
Is that a paid prescription, too?
Yeah.
So, in other words, it's higher than it looks. Now, you can buy out a whole package. It looks like you can buy like a year and you get a bit of a discount. A pretty decent discount. Like if you do 12 months, it looks like it was $60 instead of $10 a month. Not bad. That's basically half price. But the problem is that looking at it, I already didn't see anything that appealed to me. And that's actually shocking because I will say something you will not probably hear me be willing to repeat again. PlayStation has the roster of games I want. Like I'm an RPG player. It has Persona and other stuff. My disappointment is looking at least the newly added games, I was not wowed. Now, let's see if it at least has Persona on there. Maybe it added it like a while back. Holy shit, it does not have Persona. Unless it's not under P, but it's just Persona, right? I don't think it's Shin Megumi. Yeah. Go to S and make sure it's not Shin Megumi Tensei Persona. No, they don't. Like, for example, there you go. They've already failed me. They don't have Persona. You're under all games. See, this is what they need to change. There are games they have access to that are must-plays. I've only played Persona 4. I haven't played any of the Persona 5 or the others. Persona 5 would tempt me. Check it out and see if they at least have God of War. It's been out so long, there's no way they don't have God of War.
Is it the God of War?
God of War. No, God of War.
Just God of War.
The last one was just God of War. And I'm giving them a fair shake here.
God of War.
Okay,
HD,
wait a minute. Is that the first one or is that the one we're thinking of?
God of War
Click it.
Session.
Click it. Let's be sure. Because they called it God of War, but I want to make sure that's not God of War 1.
It doesn't have where you can click. I think it's Ascension, right? Is it Ascension? No, that was 4.
No, that was 4. I don't know if that God of War stands for the original God of War or God of War.
I'm thinking it's the original. I don't
because it was right above God of War 2.
Well, because it also says HD.
Oh, dude. So they don't have the latest God of War on there?
What about what was it? Was it Amazing Spider-Man?
Well, it wasn't amazing. Try Spider-Man.
I already looked for Spider-Man. I thought they added Spider-Man. That's why I'm like
crap. So like the games they need to have on here aren't on here.
But I don't see
And
it.
let's be honest. I mean this with all my heart. I'm not saying
Maybe
this to bully.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
I'm not saying this to bully. Go down further. You're still in the D's. Go down.
Wow.
No, try the Spider-Man. I know that ain't likely, but I'm trying to give him a chance here, man. Go up, at least see if they had The Last of Us 2. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, they probably do. I mean,
I don't blame them. It's all right. Okay, let me not pick on them.
Yeah, let's not.
Okay, so it's called Play Now. All right, I'm going to give these guys a chance. Let me do a quick Sony play now God of War. Because here's the thing, and like I said, I'm being fair here. If they put their exclusives
I have Doom
on there,
that's relatively
that's
new.
the first Doom.
Oh no, that's the new Doom.
No, it isn't. Go check the list Doom and see if they have the Doom other one. Even then, it'd be okay. That'd be good, but it ain't that new. But let's see. Go to the list. Go to the big master list.
Doom, 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 Doom. Doom. All right, well, maybe it's not the maybe the one from last year because it's not Doom Eternal. All right, never mind. It's one from a few years back. All right, so
I can't tell. I'm going to assume it's the current one. I really want to give at least that to them because it's bad if that's the first one. But I'm not finding.
I don't think it's the new one.
So
I almost guarantee you it's not the new one.
So that's what they would need to do because their biggest strength is their exclusivity. But if you cannot access this exclusivity in an efficient way, then you might as well just get the Xbox.
But here's the thing. Let's see if they announce the price on the 16th.
It's not going to be lower than Xbox. At best,
No,
it'll match
I figure they're gonna match it.
Which Xbox did on purpose because Xbox, dude, I firmly believe the new Xbox is being sold at a loss. Microsoft does not care. They got the money. And if they did that to force them to sell the PS5 at a loss, that's cold-blooded, and I like it. That's cold-blooded.
And that's the thing. That's the question. So, PS3 didn't do very well in comparison. You remember the Xbox?
PS3 or PS4?
PS3, I think, was the one where Xbox released a lower version console, they refused to lower the price.
Yeah, that's the one where they can kiss my black ass. Yeah.
So, PS4 and Xbox One were released, I think, a year apart, weren't they? Mm-hmm. So they didn't have as much trouble there. But here we have them releasing at the same time again, and Xbox is coming in at that,
at a pretty low price,
at a
way
lower than expected price. Like most people thought it was going to be in the around $600.
Yes. And then to release a $300 version too. Yeah. That's only difference is the 8K and the disc drive, dude. I can't think of a reason, especially since I can externally buy extra memory if I need it. But guess what? I can up and download the games if I want to. I'm literally looking at this going like the S does not have a flaw other than maybe it could use some more memory. And that depends on what the price on the new card is. If the extra memory is only $50, I'm saving like that much money.
Well, my concern on it being so small is also longevity of the system. Like I'm always afraid of smaller game systems because of overheating and stuff like that.
I'm not a pretty big fan on it, but this is Xbox though. If it does overheat, they'll send you a new one. You got to give them that. When their systems were acting up, they were giving out free systems like crazy. They did not hesitate. And that's going to be the end point of this part of our discussion is that Microsoft has chosen an interesting idea. Instead of competing for exclusivity and screwing people over by trying to make it so that you can't access these games, buying them out and taking choice away from you, instead of allying with Epic and learning to speak Chinese and all this other stuff, they have went for customer service. They have decided to make it consumer-friendly a system. For $25 a month, you could have the newest game console.
Wow, this sounds like an info commercial. All right.
Well, we haven't seen anything like this. And right now, this is the antithesis of everything.
Well, no, I understand that with the current atmosphere, a lot of people being a little more weary with money because of the epidemic and all that.
This is very consumer friendly. And here's my big thing: EA Pass got added. My monthly didn't go up at all. Didn't go up at all because I have the Ultimate Game Pass. I paid $15.
Now, the big joke was whether or not we were going to get a second stimulus check on that was gonna decide the price of the game systems.
Apparently, they decided to make it as easy as you can. If you have the Ultimate Game Pass, it's $10, man, to get an S. It's $10 a month to get an S
for 24 months, and then you're done.
Yeah, and honestly, I was gonna buy the system outright, but I looked at this and said, I like the Game Pass. I'm an idiot. I would be paying an extra $50 for no reason. So I'm like, I'm getting the S minimum. I may get the X.
My thing is I'm assuming this is going through Microsoft, and I am curious on the time frame for those. Because I don't know what the list is. You know how many people are going to get that offer, or where exactly that offer. That's my biggest concern. I doubt you can go into GameStop and get that offer.
Actually, I looked into that, and they've said that they're planning to have several retailers where you can go into the store, sign up, and pick up for it. I did my research, so yes, there are going to be retailers, and I can't imagine GameStop wouldn't be one of them. It's a major game retailer where you can walk into the store and go sign the dotted line, run a valid credit card, no upfront cost. Walk out of the store with a PlayStation, pay $25 or $35. Well, whatever else, also other major game retailer. You know what I'm saying? But they actually plan for this to be a walk-in option.
I mean, GameStop's your most mainstream game retailer.
There'll always be a GameStop in an area.
Yeah.
There may not be 3 or 4 like there used to be, but honestly, the way they were running their business, that wasn't going to sustain itself. They were too aggressive with the used game sales and all that. And used games was killed. It's been killed. Like Xbox Game Pass.
Well, especially as we start seeing more and more game consoles coming out with a cheaper version that doesn't have the disc, where you're buying digital games, your used game market is gonna die out. I mean, because they're trying to get away from physical media, and I mean. There's advantages and disadvantages to it.
Well, there's a secret to this, by the way, too, that a lot of people that play EA games are loving. That 10-day trial has been very popular amongst EA people that enjoy EA games because EA is so known for putting out trash versions of the game.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying that's worth its weight in gold because it now means that at least for the first 10 days, the game has to not suck cock. Like, it has to, because people aren't going to buy it. They're going to go play it on their Xbox Game Pass and be like, let me try out 10 days of NFL 21. It's trash.
I do miss the days of almost every game having a demo. I remember back in the day, dude, where every game had a demo.
You could play a stage. You could play something, man. Yeah. You could go in and try some of it.
Like I used to have the gamer magazines that would come with the CD CDs. Full of demos.
Well, no, I mean they also used to do that. Like when the online stuff came out, it used to be you could go jump on a game and play a few minutes. You could download on your Xbox. Yeah. Like I tried Marvel Ultimate Capcom 3 or whatever, the fighting game, and that's how I knew not to buy it. I was actually amazed they were willing to put it out like that because I played it and said, like, wow, these guys are ballsy. This sucks.
You got to give them credit.
Give them credit. They were like, this is our game. We're not even going to fake it. And I was like, I love Mega Man X with all my heart and soul. This game is terrible. Like, I couldn't even get my kids to keep interest. Like, they went in, they tried it, they turned it off, and they played Tekken 7. They were like, all right, I'm going to play Tekken 7. But still, now, don't get me wrong, it's supposedly better now. I wouldn't know because I've got better things to do. But... But I missed that demo. But anyway, yes, it sounds like a commercial, but it's not. It's an advisory for your cash.
Yeah.
How to spend your money. Because here's the thing. Xbox is showing you what they intend to do. They're showing you what games are coming out. They're allowing you to buy the subscription. As you know, there's probably going to be some return policy. I haven't been able to find that yet. But you probably can take the system back and cancel this in a certain period of time as well.
I wouldn't doubt that.
There's a big safety net there. Sony has shown me nothing about what they plan to do for the future, except they allied with Epic. And that was not anything that gave me any warm butterflies in the stomach. So
what? You're telling me that allying with Epic Games, I insist I'm making this argument because they're a big bad monopoly, but I love buying games and refusing to let them be on other platforms.
I have such a vile statement to make about Tim Sweeney that you won't let me. I know you won't.
Before we jump over to that topic, though, let's get another random encounter in there.
I ain't rolling.
Make you stew on that one for a bit.
Lying bastard. Tim Sweeney, not you. You're a terrible liar.
All right, I got an 8.
And what's that?
I don't know. I got to look at the list. Movie time with the C word, downtime, what pending
You gotta be
film?
careful saying C word, because that is not. I had to look up and go like, it says what? Blood axe. And it's like, oh, the coof. Oh, wow. I really was expecting a different word, man. He's like, hey, with the C word. I was like.
Well, you know, I keep hearing people getting in trouble with their monetization with whenever they mention the.
Now it's hard not to mention it because I just don't care. But we've got our number of subscribers.
So,
we're trying to
anyway,
get monetized.
What pending film do you want to see? So,
I mean, I made the film. Unfortunately, it doesn't exist. Like, I want to see my Miles Morales Black Panther. Like, that's the best movie I've heard of upcoming yet.
I'll be honest. I almost don't even know what is upcoming because I haven't.
Clearly, you spelled it wrong. What's coming?
I haven't seen. Nobody can see that, man. Don't rat me out if I'm not sharing it at least.
Okay, everybody, don't worry. He did not misspell upcoming. He totally didn't.
It's a typo.
I mean, it sounds dirty when you type it in as coming too. Like, that does not sound right. Black Widow's coming out.
Yeah. I will say of upcoming films, I will. Free Guy was one I'm interested in. Like it looked fun.
Oh, that's the one with Ryan Reynolds. Okay,
yeah.
That looks there. You good job, dude. I couldn't think of anything. I'm down for that.
But yeah, that's about it that I can think of.
Yeah,
that,
I've heard. Did you hear the sad news? There were surprisingly mixed feelings about like a preview of Wonder Woman. Apparently, some people got to see more of the Wonder Woman 1984 or whatever it's called movie. Mm-hmm. And while some people liked it, there were several people that didn't, and it was kind of a mixed response. And I was very disappointed because I was looking forward to that, and the mixed response worries me. You know, because I did not expect it to not be fairly unanimously liked. That screwed with me a little bit because that was on my list until I heard that. But Free Guy looks fun.
Yeah, I mean that's about the only movie I can think of that I'm like, yeah, I want to see that. Which I mean, it's you know, we talk about light novels and.
Lit novels.
Lit RPG novels, stuff like that. And then this sort of hits on that vibe because, I mean, it's inside the game. Now this, you have, like, I guess, a NPC or something.
Like, becomes a player. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Which is literally more than one type of lit RPG.
Yeah, it is. So it hits some marks for me and my interests. So, yeah.
I love
when
the
this
idea
is coming
he
out,
opens
I
the
don't
shirt
know.
just to have the shirt
Like,
under it again.
yeah.
That is so cool. Oh.
Like this was supposed to come out during all this, and it was pushed back. So I don't know.
This is essentially the Deadpool lit RPG, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Like Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool now and everything, but I'm okay with that. I can't OD on Deadpool. I like Deadpool.
Let's see. Yeah, it was originally supposed to be July 3rd.
It's supposed to have been watched by now.
Yeah.
Okay, good one. That was a good one. I could definitely see that movie. Beyond that, the New Mutants wasn't any good, unfortunately. It did not launch a new cinematic universe. It just put the final... It's like if Dark Phoenix didn't put a tombstone on it, the New Mutants came down and said, we'll put that nail in that coffin.
Now they're saying December 11th. So,
but
Christmas.
Yeah, good one. Other than that, there's movies that unfortunately haven't been confirmed. Like I did want to see the Blade reboot, whatever they decided.
Well,
to confirm.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that are, but I don't even want to count those.
Like I hope they do our boy Hashan.
Yeah, I don't even want to count. Well, they already had the actor for that. I don't even want to count those just out of the fact that
I like Hashan. He's cool.
I don't think I don't know, man. You know, it's still at that point where it could not happen.
And nothing for Phase 4 like has caught my interest, man. Like Black Widow seemed kind of interesting, but not go to a theater or even rent. I'd see it if it popped on Netflix. Well, no, I'm sorry, I don't have Netflix anymore. We won't go into that. I'll get in trouble with Xeno.
Yeah,
but I canceled my Netflix subscription for reasons. But essentially, if it came out on your Netflix, then I would watch it.
I canceled mine too.
Oh. Good job, Dap. All right. Anyway, so if it came out on anything that wasn't Netflix, I might watch it. But I'm not thinking I'd pay like more than I might pay $5, but I wouldn't pay like Mulan was asking like $30 flipping dollars. Hell no.
Nah.
And I wouldn't go to theater, but I might be willing to go because he found us a new theater that apparently is very C-word friendly. I love that.
Yeah,
I'm going to do that just because you guys. It's super C-word friendly. They just the chairs out so you don't have to worry about them C-words getting on your nerves and making you sick. You know what I'm saying? That C-word friendly theater is awesome. You did it.
I did.
So, yeah. So we found a C-word friendly theater, and that I might be willing to go sit down, especially now. You want to know what they need to add on? BYOB, though. Then it's on. Oh, hell yeah.
They have a bar, so. And you can bring drinks into the theater with you.
Okay, we got to go see Freeman and think, because now the movie can't suck because, I mean, Jaeger bombs, man, make anything better. Or your Jack and Cokes. You know what? Both. Think they make a decent Long Island iced tea?
I don't know. We might have to try that out.
We need to find out what Jason is suggestive to that bar, because that would be the best if we got our boy Jason behind the bar, or Ryan. You know, there's a couple of people. We need to get him a job there.
You mean Jamie?
You don't like Ryan? I know who Jamie is, but Ryan's cool too.
Oh yeah, right.
I love he goes like, you mean Jamie? I'm like, okay, Jamie is our favorite.
Well, no, I mean Jamie.
Now Ryan's got to know Jamie's our favorite. Ryan, I'm sorry.
I think
he's just he's a head above you.
Oh, all right.
That was inappropriate to do short jokes. I apologize to no one because I never regret anything I say. I'm unredeemable. My son will grow up and go, my dad was like, what? I can't wait till he grows up and watch these and be like, that is not the man that raised me. And I'll be like, because I wanted you to come out to be a good person.
Don't be like me, son.
You're going to be somebody worthwhile. I will be the monster. Who's the monster in his closet is Dicejunkies Q. Love you, son.
All righty. So, let's see.
That's right, y'all. I've got a kid. Isn't that scary? Hey, but at least I wouldn't let him twerk for Netflix. I couldn't not do it. He's 10.
You went
He's 10.
there.
I couldn't pass it up, man. What the hell? Okay.
So Tim Sweeney insists that Epic's a legal battle. So this is still going on. There's not a lot to it. There hadn't really been a lot of additional information, but it is something we had talked about in the past. So I did think I'd throw in the update. And Tim Sweeney's still out there going.
He's white knighting for us all.
You know that evil monopoly.
Tim Sweeney of the large mega corporate greedy money organization, corporation Epic is going up against a large money grubbing greedy corporation,
yes.
So that he can be the large money grubbing corporation. I don't blame him. I mean, Apple doesn't have any freaking connections to the Chinese. That's not acceptable. We need 10-cent influence.
My thing is, I still find it funny that they throw Google in there too. When Google, you can still play.
But you know what Google doesn't have? It doesn't have 10-cent stock in it.
Well, all right. So
at least I hope not. Google, don't you betray me. I trust you, Google.
That's still a thing, and Epic's still fighting it. I don't care anymore.
I love the way Epic tries to play the underdog, and they're like this BS company. They picked on Steam. Now they're picking on Apple, Google. They're just a bully on the playground. Talking about, give me some of your market. Give me some of your market. There's just a little Chinese guy behind them going like, we're just watching. We're not doing anything.
I don't know if I even want to talk about Prince of Persia anymore. I'm sort of past it now.
What? I mean, with those awesome PS3 graphics? And these bastards want $39.99 for it?
Yeah, so Prince of Persia is being remade.
Kind of, sort of. It's not a full remake. It's being about 75% remake. What, about 2015?
Yeah, I mean, it says remake. It looks more like a remastered almost.
It looks like
it's a little more than remastered. It
looks like a graphics mod, man. It looks like somebody put a nice graphic. And by the way, I want you to know, I came on my PS3 line before we saw that everybody was saying that, didn't we? Like, he literally showed me the video, and I said, man, that's about PS3 level graphics. Slide down to the comments, and that's all it says.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. $20, okay. I was even generous. I gave all the way up to $25, but they want $40 for this. And let me tell you something. You know what you can do with $40? You can play Devil May Cry 5, which has better than PS5 graphics. You can go play, what was the other one? Dang it, there was another fighter. You can play God of War for less than that. You can go get a game that looks like it was made in like the recent last 2 or 3 years and get in a new story or something and get hack and slash. I'm not being a bully here. I don't mind they remade it. It looks good in some scenes. Some graphics I actually don't really like. But some of it is. The characters look a lot better. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, let me not say a lot. That's wrong. The characters look better. But I play Skyrim and Fallout. I've seen graphics mod that do what this does, and those graphic mods are free. This, to me, is a $20 game. With how old Prince of Persia is, this is a $20 game. It is not a $40 game. They are charging new game price. Grounded, you can go get Grounded. You can go get so much more for this money that they are losing their mind that they think they can put a graphics mod on this and then charge you $40 for it.
Yeah. So anyway, that's Q's rant on that.
Also, don't worry, it'll probably show up on Game Pass. I mean, damn it, man, they're really good about this. It'll probably be on Game Pass.
It probably will.
Look, even he admitted it's probably going to be on Game Pass, and you can play it, and you can be like, oh, look, the graphics are about PS3.
All right. Let's see. The last thing we have is The Boys.
Are back in town.
Yeah. So apparently The Boys from Amazon Original has been getting review bombed. A lot of people have been upset because they decided to release it one episode at a time instead of like most streaming services and actually dumping half a season or the full season all at once.
They apparently don't have faith in their ability to get you to keep your subscription, so they're trying to force you to hold it longer.
I'm going to be honest, dude. Like, this was a mistake that streaming services did early on. They did this whole dump full seasons, large amounts of quantity to try to get people to subscribe to their systems. Mm-hmm. It is really hard to sustain subscriptions with doing those large dumps like that because you can only have so much original content. Now, they dug the hole, Now they're trying to get out of the hole by doing these things episodically.
But doesn't that mean that just what people will do is just wait until you've released the whole thing and then they'll go join and only stay on for a month?
Well, some people are going to do that. Some people are going to be afraid of spoilers. So they're going to want to go and watch it and keep that subscription going.
I don't think it's enough to make up for the bad will. I mean, like you said, after the hole they dug.
Similar to how, Game of Thrones worked. Game of Thrones came out episodically, but it was coming out on HBO, so people expected that.
Also, HBO has reasons to keep a subscription, but Netflix doesn't really.
Yeah. I don't know.
But a perfect example is that I went on and got my Netflix subscription again because Castlevania came out. I kept it up until recent. Mm-hmm. But now, how I feel about non-consumer friendly stuff. This has made me go, well, I canceled my Netflix, but now I'm probably not going to ever renew it.
Is it non-consumer friendly, though? I mean, a lot of times, the reason they do a lot of episodic things is because, they're doing all this in steps. They may not be finished with all the episode of The Boys season 2, so they're dropping them as they get them.
Mm-hmm. All I know is that that people ain't happy.
That's how TV worked.
I mean, this is far from the biggest thing Netflix has been in the news for recently, but it ain't helping.
So I mean, there's the question: do you want them to wait longer before they push it out? Or
yeah,
and I'm playing a little bit. I'm playing a little bit devil's advocate on this, and I understand. My thing is, as far as a business goes, I understand why they want to push things out episodically.
I'll put it in this perspective. All right, and I know you're devil's advocate, but I'll propose this to you. I never finished My Hero Academia, the current season, or Black Clover.
Okay.
And the reason why is because I was trying to follow it. I missed a few episodes. I fell behind. I stopped watching it. On the flip side, when I went to watch Food Wars, I watched 3 seasons because I had access to go through and keep watching as much as I wanted. Another example, there are plenty of series that me and you have both stopped watching episodically, and then we never went back. We've completed almost every complete season that was available For example, you introduced me to the Community, which is really good. We watched like 6 episodes in one evening. And I think basically almost the entire first season because we had it. But honestly, if it was episodic, as much as I liked it, I would not come back to watch another episode.
I mean, the reason why I was watching the Community was because it was episodic and I couldn't catch every episode and I got lost. And I finally, these 10 years later, finally got around to going, hey, they're all on Netflix. Let me go watch them. And so then I finished watching the rest of the seasons of the Community and canceled my Netflix.
I'll give you another example. There are several series that when I watched an episode, I wasn't sure how I felt about it. But if there's a whole season, I'm usually willing to always give it 3 or 4 episodes. I'm not always willing to do that episodic. If I watch 2 episodes in a row of an episodic release and it has not caught my attention, I will not come back for a 3rd episode. But I will give 3 or 4 episodes if I'm thinking, I don't know, let's see what it's got. So you also give yourself more room for people to try it and get a taste for it. Whereas if you're doing an episodic, you better snag them episode 1 and episode 2. Because most people will give you 1 episode. Some will give you 2. Very few will give you 3 if you haven't sold them by 3. But if they can sit down and your episode's at 30, 40 minutes, they'll sit through an hour or 2 to see what they think. So I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm just saying both sides are valid. The problem is they've been doing it one way this whole time, and the sudden change on the show that a lot of people were really looking forward to binging because the coof. Literally, this is when we need full seasons because people are sitting up. That ain't my normal C word, but but people are sitting at home with nothing to do.
Yeah,
they need more than 1 episode. So I think that they should have. Plus, worst of all, clearly they didn't tell anybody until they put it out, and that's also a bad idea to have people waiting. Oh, Boys season 2 comes out. I'm ready to binge it. Oh crap! Why is there 1 episode? Why is there 2 episodes? But then again, as I've stated, and I won't go too far, just that, they've been making a lot of bad calls lately. This is not the strangest or worst bad call.
Well, that's Amazon. So.
Oh, that's Amazon. Thought that was Netflix.
No.
Oh, well then, you know what, Amazon? I'll let you have this one. You could have done worse.
And on that note, I think that's going to be the episode title is.
On that note, or the C word?
No. You could have done worse.
Yeah, you could have done worse.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You can go to Dicejunkies.com where you can find links everywhere we are online. And, as always, hope you enjoy.